You understand English, but you can't speak it. It's not your fault. You've been training your brain, but fluency isn't a mental skill. It's a physical skill. If you're ready to finally train your mouth and find your voice, make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next step on your journey. If you have been trying to speak English for a long time, if you understand the words, but you still stay silent when it is time to speak, if you feel shy or nervous, or maybe just unsure about your voice, then I want to tell you something from my heart. It is not your fault. You have been learning English the wrong way because nobody told you the truth. Nobody told you that fluency doesn't live in your brain. Fluency lives in your mouth. Yes, your mouth. When a singer practices, they don't just read about singing. They sing every day, loudly, with feeling. When a dancer wants to improve, they don't study the moves in a book. They move their body, again and again. And when a baby learns to talk, they don't study grammar. They just repeat sounds, they copy voices, and they train their mouth without fear. So why are you still treating English like a school subject? Why are you studying it instead of speaking it? In this video, I will show you the truth. I will teach you something that maybe no teacher ever taught you. I will give you a mouth training routine that can transform your English. Even if you are a complete beginner, it is simple. It is powerful. And if you do it every day, it will change everything. This is not just about English. This is about confidence. This is about freedom. This is about giving your voice back. So please, listen carefully until the end. Speak with me. Feel every word. We are building something important here, together. Let's begin. Part 1. The Big Truth. Fluency lives in your mouth, not in your mind. You have probably heard people say, "I understand English, but I can't speak," or "The words are in my mind, but I just can't say them. I know what I want to say, but my mouth, it freezes." Does that sound familiar? Let me tell you why this happens. It is not because you are not smart. It's not because your memory is bad. And it is not because you didn't study enough. It is because you have never trained your mouth to speak English. Think about this. Imagine a singer who knows all the lyrics to a song, but she never practices singing them out loud. Can she perform fluently on stage? No, of course not. Imagine a football player who watches YouTube videos about football, but he never runs, or kicks, or actually plays the game. Will he become a champion? Never. Now think about you. You have read grammar rules. You have learned vocabulary lists. You have watched English videos. But how many minutes, each day, do you train your mouth to speak English out loud? Without fear? Without shame? Probably very little. And that is the problem. Your brain learns English, but your mouth delivers it. Let me explain something powerful. Your brain stores the words. Your brain understands the sentences. Your brain listens and reads and remembers. But your brain is not the speaker. Your mouth is. So when your brain says, "I know what I want to say," and your mouth says, "But I have never said it before," that is when the problem happens. That is when the silence begins. That is when fear takes control. That is when you start feeling stuck, even though you have learned so much. English is not just a language. It is a physical skill. Just like music, just like dance, just like driving a car, or just like swimming. Speaking English is a physical habit. It lives in your lips, your tongue, your breath, your voice, and your confidence. You can only build that habit by repeating, speaking, and practicing out loud. That is why we call it mouth training. It is like going to the gym, not for your body, but for your English. Every sentence you speak is a repetition. Every tongue twister is a drill. Every new word you say out loud is building muscle memory. You have probably seen this happen. You watch a YouTube video in English. You understand everything. But when someone asks you, "What was the video about?" you suddenly feel nervous. You don't know how to say it. Why? Because you never practiced using your mouth to express the message. Your brain was full, but your mouth was empty. Now imagine this. You watch the same video, but you pause it every 30 seconds. You repeat the sentence out loud. You speak it again and again. Now you have trained the mouth. Now your words can flow. Now you are not just learning English, you are living it. The reason you still can't speak is not because you are bad at English. It is because you have been silent for too long. But silence is not your natural state. You were born to speak. You just need to practice. Not silently, but with your mouth. Part 2. The Daily Mouth Training Routine. The Fluency Gym that works. So what is mouth training? Mouth training means this. You don't just listen to English. You don't just read English. You move your mouth again and again, like an athlete, like a singer, like a speaker. It is about speaking aloud, repeating with rhythm, stretching your sentences, feeling your voice, making your mouth comfortable with English sounds. This is how muscle memory builds fluency. This is how you go from thinking in English to speaking in English. Here is the routine. 5 simple exercises. It takes just 10 minutes a day. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a partner. You don't even need confidence to start. You just need 10 minutes and your mouth. You can do this in this mirror, in your room, while you are walking, before sleeping, or after brushing your teeth. But please, do it every day. And speak with emotion. Now let me give you the exact steps. Exercise 1. The stretch. This takes about 2 minutes. The purpose is to warm up your lips, your jaw, and your breath. This is your speaking yoga. You loosen the tension and you get your mouth ready for the English flow. Stand in front of a mirror. It's okay. Look at your face. Breathe deeply. Now, say these lines slowly and clearly. I am here. I can speak. I don't need to be perfect. I need to be free. My English doesn't need permission. It just needs practice. Repeat this 3 times. Why does this work? You're giving your mouth and your mind a signal. It's time to speak now. This exercise switches your mindset from being a student to being a speaker. It doesn't matter how simple the sentences are. What matters is how you say them. Say them slowly. Say them with breath. Say them like they matter. Because this is not grammar. This is your new voice. Exercise 2. The drill. This also takes 2 minutes. The purpose is to train your lips, your tongue, and your speed with similar sounding words. This is like going to the Fluency Gym. You repeat power word clusters until your mouth becomes faster, smoother, and stronger. Say these words 3 times. Try to increase your speed with each round. Set 1. The B and P cluster. Better, butter, batter, bitter, busher bottom. Bitterly, paper, pepper, proper, pretty, perfect. Purpose. 2. The C and K cluster. Coffee, copy, company, common, commit, comment. Set 3. The R cluster. Run, write, really, ready, road, rule, roll, radio, Take a deep breath between each set. Then say this. I can say this clearly. I can say this faster. I can say this freely. Why does this work? When your mouth gets comfortable with speed and sound, your brain starts to trust it. This is muscle memory in action. At first, it feels strange. That's normal. After 1 week, it feels like a song. After 1 month, it feels like your native rhythm. Exercise 3. The Tongue Twister Challenge. This is for 2 minutes. The purpose is to improve your clarity, your sharpness, and your confidence with tricky phrases. This is the ultimate test for your tongue and lips. Tongue twisters are fun. They are difficult, and they are powerful. They push your limits and make regular English feel easy afterward. Start slowly, then go faster, then faster again. Tongue Twister 1. She sells seashells on the seashore. Tongue Twister 2. 30 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. Tongue Twister 3. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Now say this. If I can say this, I can say anything. I am not afraid of fast words. My mouth is getting stronger every day. When you train hard, everything else becomes easy. Tongue twisters overtrain your muscles, so when you speak normal English, you feel fast and free and smooth. Exercise 4. Sentence stretching. This is for 2 minutes. The purpose is to turn small words into long, fluent, confident sentences. Fluent people don't just speak fast, they expand their thoughts. They stretch a simple sentence into a natural flow. You will now practice stretching your sentence, just like an elastic band. Start with this. Now stretch it. I want to speak. I want to speak better. I want to speak better English. I want to speak better English every day. I want to speak better English every day with confidence. Now breathe. Do the same with these. He is learning. He is learning English. He is learning English at home. He is learning English at home by speaking daily. We practice. We practice together. We practice together because we want to grow. We practice together because we want to grow and succeed in life. Why does this work? You are training your brain to think in full English sentences, not just short words. This builds grammar confidence, speaking fluency, and natural expression. It also helps your speaking mouth match your thinking mind. Exercise 5. Your identity voice. This is for 2 minutes. The purpose is to build fluency with emotion, belief, and power. This is the most important part. You speak not as a student, but as the English speaker you are becoming. You say it with emotion. You say it with truth. You say it like you believe it. Stand up. Look in the mirror. Say these lines clearly and powerfully. I am an English speaker. I don't wait for perfection. I practice. I don't fear mistakes. I welcome them. I speak English with my voice, my feeling, and my power. I am becoming fluent, not one day, but every day. My voice matters. My words matter. My story matters. Repeat these twice. Feel every word. Breathe with strength. Why does this work? Fluency is not just a skill, it is an identity. When you say these sentences, you are training your voice, your mindset, your emotion, and your purpose. This is how you become the person who lives in English, not just learns it. Now you have learned all 5 exercises. Let's repeat them quickly. The stretch. Warm up your voice and breath. The drill. Train your lips and tongue for speed. Tongue twisters. Build clarity and sharpness. Sentence stretching. Grow fluency and sentence flow. Identity voice. Speak with belief and confidence. Do this full routine every day for just 7 days. Even just 10 minutes a day. Your mouth will feel different. Your voice will feel stronger. Your words will come faster. Your fear will begin to disappear. Because you are not just learning English, you are speaking it, living it, and becoming it. Part 3. Why this mouth training works. The hidden power you never learned. You have probably seen this. A student gets good marks in English exams. They can read a newspaper. They can understand English movies. But when someone asks a simple question like, "Can you tell me about yourself?" they freeze. They stay quiet. They look down. They forget everything. This is the painful reality for millions of English learners. They have English in their brain, but they can't use it with their mouth. Why? Because no one told them what I am about to tell you now. Let me explain this with a very simple idea. There are 2 types of memory. 1. Mental memory. This is stored in your brain. It helps you remember things, like vocabulary or grammar rules. You can write it, read it, or think about it. 2. Muscle memory. This is stored in your body. It helps you do things automatically, like riding a bicycle, swimming, dancing, typing, or singing. You cannot learn this by reading. You can only learn it by doing it, again and again. Now think about this. Speaking English fluently is not a brain memory. It is a muscle memory, built in your mouth. And just like you cannot learn dancing by reading a book, you cannot speak English fluently just by studying. You need to speak it, train it, repeat it, and live it with your own voice. That is why mouth training works. That is why this is different from everything you have tried before. Let's imagine 2 people learning English. Person A, the smart student. They know 1,000 words. They have a notebook full of grammar rules. They understand English TV shows, but they never speak out loud. They are scared of making mistakes. When it is time to speak, they say, "I know the word. I just can't say it." Why? Because they have brain knowledge but no mouth experience. Person B, the slow beginner. They know only 100 words. But they say those words every day. They talk to themselves. They speak in front of the mirror. They stretch their sentences. They do the mouth training exercises. After 1 month, this person speaks with more confidence and more fluency than person A. Why? Because fluency is not about how much you know. It's about how much you have trained your mouth to speak. Think about music. A piano player doesn't become great by studying music theory. They become great by playing the piano every day. Even if they make mistakes, they keep playing. Their fingers start moving automatically. They don't have to think. Their muscles remember. The same is true for you. You want to speak English? You must train your lips, your jaw, your breath, and your rhythm every day. That is how you become fluent. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was from a small town, maybe just like you. She never went to an English-speaking school. She understood English, but she never had the courage to speak it. Every time she tried, her voice shook. She felt small, weak, and embarrassed. One day, she watched a video just like this one. It said, "Start with your mouth. Don't wait for confidence. Build it with repetition." Sarah was scared, but she decided to try. Every morning, she stood in front of the mirror. She said simple sentences out loud. She whispered to herself at night. She did the mouth routine daily. In the beginning, it felt weird, but after 1 week, she felt different. After 2 weeks, she started recording videos of herself. After 1 month, she did her first live video call in English. It was not perfect, but it was fluent. Not fast, but fearless. And now, she teaches others. All because she stopped waiting for fluency to come from her brain, and she started building it with her mouth. Why most people stay silent forever? Here is the sad truth. Most English learners are waiting. They say things like, "I'll speak when I feel ready. I'll start speaking when I know more vocabulary. I'll talk when I am perfect." This idea of waiting, eating, is so powerful, and it stops so many people. I want to ask you something, and I would love for you to be honest in the comments. What is the one thought that stops you the most? Is it, "I'll speak when I'm perfect," or "I'm afraid of what people will think"? Let's talk about it below. Sharing that fear is the first step to beating it. But the truth is, you will never feel ready, because fluency doesn't come to you. You go to it. You build it. You train for it. You speak for it. You sweat for it. You repeat it again and again and again. Just like you train your body in the gym, you must train your mouth to speak. That is the only way. Let's break it down. The problem: brain full, mouth empty. What most learners do: keep studying silently. What this method does: builds real speaking power. The problem: fear of mistakes. What most learners do: stay quiet. What this method does: encourages repetition, which builds confidence. The problem: vocabulary, but no fluency. What most learners do: wait to speak. What this method does: speaks now and learns faster. The problem: passive learner. What most learners do: listens only. What this method does: becomes an active speaker. The problem: confidence is missing. What most learners do: avoid speaking. What this method does: builds identity through your voice. Your brain cannot lead this journey. Your mouth has to. If you wait for your brain to feel fluent, you will wait your whole life. But if you train your mouth to move, even with small, simple words, you will feel confident. You will feel growth. You will start thinking in English, because the more you speak, the more your brain starts working with your mouth. They become a team. That is fluency. The mind-mouth connection, explained simply. Imagine this flow inside your head. Thought or idea in English goes to your mouth, becomes spoken words, and someone hears you. If you never train your mouth, this flow breaks down. Your thoughts stay stuck inside. Your mouth doesn't know how to deliver them. You stay silent. But when you train your mouth, thoughts flow naturally. Sentences come automatically. You don't have to translate. You just speak, with rhythm, feeling, and ease. This is how you build speaking confidence that no one can take away from you. Fluency is not a gift. It is a habit. You are not bad at English. You are just untrained in the art of speaking. And now, you have the training. You have the method. You have the routine. All you need is the daily practice. Do it every day. Do it even when you are tired. Do it even if you feel silly. Because every sentence you speak out loud, every repetition you do, every whisper you make at night, is building a voice that the world will one day hear. Part 4. The 7-Day Mouth Training Challenge. Let's be honest with each other. Watching this video is not enough. Feeling motivated is not enough. Even understanding everything I've said is not enough. The only thing that will change your fluency is action. And not just one-time action, but repeated, daily, emotional practice. So in this part, I will give you a 7-day challenge that will change your speaking level forever, even if you are just starting. And no, you don't need expensive classes. You don't need a speaking partner or a fancy teacher. You don't need a perfect accent or even confidence. All you need is your voice, your time, your decision, and 10 minutes a day. That's it. Are you ready? Let's go, D1. Start speaking, even if it's ugly. Your mindset. I will speak even if I make 100 mistakes. Today's goal is simple. Just open your mouth and speak. No fear, no shame, no hesitation. Say your name. Say what you want to learn. Say why you are doing this. Repeat these identity statements. I don't wait for perfect English. I speak what I know. Mistakes don't stop me. Silence does. I speak today, not someday. Your 10-minute mission. Do the full 5-step mouth training routine. Record your voice if you can, even for 30 seconds. You are not performing. You are starting. Day 2. Speak what you see. Your mindset. My world is my practice zone. Today, practice describing things around you in English. Your room, your phone, your mirror, your clothes. Don't worry about grammar. Just speak and stretch the sentence. Examples. This is my phone. I use it to learn. I watch English videos on this phone every night. I'm wearing a blue shirt. I like it. I bought it last month. It makes me feel confident. Your 10-minute mission. Full mouth training routine, plus speak about 5 things around you. Use real objects. Speak to them like a friend. Why this works? You connect English with your life, not with grammar, not with school. Your world becomes your classroom. Day 3. Speak what you feel. Your mindset. Fluency means emotion, not just words. Today, you will speak about your feelings. What are you feeling right now? Happy? Nervous? Excited? Scared? Speak it. Examples. I feel nervous, but I am doing this anyway, because I want to grow. I feel proud. I have completed 2 days of this challenge. I never thought I could do it. Your 10-minute mission. Full mouth routine, plus 3 emotional sentences out loud. Say them with energy, with breath, with truth. This trains your mouth and your heart. Because real fluency is not about perfect grammar. It is about saying what is inside you. Day 4. Tell a short story. Your mindset. Every voice has a story, and mine matters. Today, you will speak one short story from your life. It can be something small. A childhood memory, a funny mistake, a moment with a friend. Something that made you happy. Even if it's just 4 or 5 sentences, speak it. Stretch your sentences. Add feeling. Example. Last year I tried to speak English with a tourist. I said something wrong. We both laughed. But I felt proud. I tried. I spoke. That moment changed something in me. Your 10-minute mission. Mouth routine, plus 1 short personal story. Speak it out loud, not in your mind. This builds confidence, sentence fluency, and real-life speaking power. Because in the real world, you don't speak textbooks. You speak stories. Day 5. Practice in front of the mirror. Your mindset. If I can speak to myself, I can speak to the world. Today, go to a mirror, look at your face, and speak to yourself like a coach. Say, you are strong, You are learning, you are growing, you are becoming fluent. This is identity speaking. Your 10-minute mission, mouth training routine, plus a mirror. Pep talk. You can also add facial expressions. Use your hands. Speak with energy. Why this is powerful. It builds the body and voice connection. You see yourself as a speaker. It removes fear and creates a new habit. Mirror practice is used by actors, leaders, and TED speakers. Today, you become one. Day 6. Repeat and stretch. And so, your mindset. Repetition creates rhythm. Rhythm creates fluency. Today, go back to any sentence from day 1 to day 5 and repeat it. Then stretch it. Example, I am learning English. Stretch it to, I am learning English every day. I started this challenge to speak better. I want to speak fluently because I want to grow in my life. Your 10-minute mission, mouth routine, plus stretch 3 old sentences. Why this works. This is how children learn language. They repeat, then they expand, and then they own the language. Now, so do you. Day 7. Become who you speak. Your mindset. I don't just speak English, I live it. Today is your transformation day. You have trained your mouth for 6 days. You have spoken to yourself, your world, your feelings, and your future. Now today, you say who you are. Stand up. Breathe deep. Speak these lines aloud. I am an English speaker. I don't wait for confidence. I create it. I have trained my mouth. I have found my voice. This is not the end. This is my beginning. I speak. I grow. I live in English. Optional, but powerful. Record a short 30-second video. Say your name, where you are from, and what you learned in 7 days. You don't need to post it. Just keep it for yourself as proof that you are becoming fluent. You just finished a 7-day mouth transformation. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe your voice shook. Maybe you forgot words. Maybe you repeated simple sentences. But listen carefully. Every word you spoke gave power to your future. Every breath you took in English gave strength to your voice. Every second you spent practicing made you stronger than those who are still waiting to feel ready. You didn't wait. You trained. You didn't hide. You spoke. You didn't give up. You grew. Now imagine what will happen if you do this for 30 days, 90 days, every day. That is not just fluency. That is a new version of you. And I want to be there with you for that journey. If you want more lessons and more stories to help you continue this practice, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have so much more to share with you, so you will not miss the next step in your journey. Part 5. The mindset of a fluent speaker. Many people believe that English fluency comes from studying more grammar, learning more vocabulary, watching more videos, or reading more books. But the truth is, you can have all the grammar in the world and still stay silent. You can have a big vocabulary and still feel afraid. You can understand English movies and still avoid speaking. Why? Because speaking is not just about your brain. It is about your beliefs. If you believe, I am not good enough, people will laugh at me, I'm too old to learn, or I will never sound fluent, then even the best methods in the world will fail. But if you believe, I am learning every day, mistakes are proof of my progress, my voice deserves space, and fluency is my right. Then you will speak, you will practice, you will grow, you will win. I will no longer ask for permission to speak English. I will give it to myself. You don't need a certificate. You don't need approval. You don't need someone to tell you, "Okay, now you can speak." You just need one decision. I speak. I practice. I grow. Every single day. That is where fluency begins. Let's talk about the invisible enemies of fluency, the thoughts and emotions that stop you from speaking. First, fear of judgment. You are afraid people will laugh, or correct you, or think you sound silly. But here is the truth. Nobody becomes fluent in silence. Every fluent speaker you admire made mistakes, sounded bad, and kept going. You don't speak for other people. You speak for your future self. Second, fear of mistakes. You want every sentence to be perfect. But perfect sentences come from imperfect practice. Speak broken English. Speak slowly. Speak with pauses, but speak, because broken English today equals fluent English tomorrow. Third, overthinking. You try to plan every sentence in your mind. You worry about grammar, tenses, articles, accent. And by the time you try to speak, it's too late. You stay silent. But fluency is not a school test. It's a daily conversation with the world. You don't need to be fast. You just need to be free. Fourth, comparing yourself. You see people on Instagram, YouTube, or in movies speaking fast, sounding confident, and you feel small. But listen carefully. You are not them. You are you. You are not late. You are on your own journey. Every fluent person started where you are now. What matters is not who speaks better, but who practices more. If you want to build fluency, you need to protect your mind. You need to build beliefs that support your growth. Here are 7 new beliefs to repeat, to write, to speak, and to live every day. Belief 1. I am not learning English. I am becoming English. Fluency is not about passing a test. It is about building an identity. You don't just study English. You live it, you speak it, and you grow with it. Belief 2. My mouth is my teacher. Your mouth trains your brain. Speaking creates memory. Repetition builds power. Every word you say out loud brings you closer to fluency. Belief 3. I speak first. I fix later. Speak with what you know. Mistakes are welcome. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Belief 4. Confidence is a muscle. You don't wait for confidence. You build it, like strength, through small daily actions. Every time you speak, your confidence grows, even if nobody sees it. Belief 5. I compete only with yesterday's version of me. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. You just need to speak better than you did last week. That is progress. That is fluency. Belief 6. My voice has value. English is not just about vocabulary. It's about sharing your thoughts, your stories, your feelings, and your truth. Your story matters. Your words matter. You matter. Belief 7. Fluency is my right, not a luxury. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be born in America. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a mouth and a decision. And you already have both. Say these in front of the mirror. Whisper them before you sleep. Repeat them until your brain starts to believe them. I am an English speaker. My fluency grows with my practice. Mistakes don't make me weak. They make me real. Every sentence I speak builds my future. I no longer study English. I live it. Fluency is not a dream. It is a daily habit. My voice is becoming stronger every day. English is not hard. It just needs my voice. I don't wait for confidence. I create it. When you stop chasing perfection and start practicing freedom, everything changes. You feel less nervous. You speak more naturally. You stop translating in your mind. You start thinking in English. You enjoy your progress. You speak with your full voice, because now you are not learning from fear. You are learning from freedom. You have trained your mouth. You have completed the 7-day challenge. Now you have trained your mindset. You are no longer just an English learner. You are a speaker in training. And speakers don't stay silent. Speakers don't wait. Speakers don't beg for fluency. They create it, daily, through repetition, identity, belief, and bravery. From now on, every sentence you say, every mistake you make, every word you whisper, every repetition you do, is a step toward the confident, powerful version of you. Part 6. Don't let fluency die inside you. Why do most people never become fluent? It is not because they are lazy. It is not because they are not smart. It is not even because they don't know what to do. It is because they stop. They pause. They wait. They let life get in the way. They lose their momentum. And slowly, their voice disappears again. That is why so many people say, "I tried to learn English, but I gave up." Or, "I was improving, but I lost my habit. I feel like I am starting over, again and again." And the saddest part, the fluency they could have built, dies inside them. It never comes out. It never grows. It never gets a chance. But that will not be you, because this time, you are not going back. Fluency doesn't come from one big moment. It doesn't come from a magic trick. It doesn't come from one powerful app or lesson. Fluency comes from what you do when nobody is watching. It comes from that 10 minutes before bed when you whisper sentences. That walk when you describe what you see in English. That morning where you speak to your reflection. That lunch break when you repeat your identity phrases. That tiny moment when you feel like skipping, but you don't. Fluency lives in those moments. It is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Let me give you the real formula for lifelong English fluency. In simple words. Speak every day. Even 5 minutes is enough. But make it daily. Speak to yourself. Whisper. Repeat. But speak. Speak with emotion. Feel the words. Don't say them like a robot. Say them like you mean them, like you believe them. Use your life as your teacher. Talk about your day, your food, your memories. Don't wait for a lesson. Your life is the best classroom. Repeat your identity daily. I am an English speaker. Not just a student, not just a learner, but a speaker. And don't break the chain. If you speak today, don't skip tomorrow. Build your fluency like a chain, strong, unbroken, powerful. Create a small chart, on your door, your mirror, or in a notebook, and write this. Day 1, check mark. Day 2, check mark. Day 3, check mark. Min voorhoor. Check mark. Venture. Day 6, day 7, day 10, day 30, day 100, day 365. Every time you speak, even for 1 minute, make a check. That is your proof. That is your power. That is your path to real fluency. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be daily. You will have bad days. You will feel tired. You will doubt yourself. You will say, "Am I improving? Is this working? Maybe I am not good enough." Let me tell you exactly what to do in those moments. Speak anyway. Speak one small sentence. Speak one line of truth. Speak one identity phrase. Even 30 seconds is power. Watch your own growth. Go back to your recordings. Listen to how you sounded last week. Feel the difference. Celebrate it. Remember who you are doing this for. Not for your teacher, not for school, not for YouTube. You are doing this for you, for your freedom, your future, your dreams. This is hard to hear, but it is the truth. If you stop using English, you don't just pause, you start forgetting. Your confidence fades, your mouth becomes stiff again. Your identity becomes quiet again. That is why this system is not a one-time plan. It is a lifestyle. You don't need to speak for hours. You just need to train your voice, like your breath, every day, every moment. From now on, you don't speak English only when you need to. You don't speak only during interviews or exams. You don't wait for someone to listen. You speak because you are a speaker. You are a fluent human in training. You are building the voice the world needs to hear. Use these every day. Speak them out loud. Record them. Stretch them. Repeat them. Today I feel. Right now I can see. I am grateful for. This week I want to. One thing I love about my life is. My dream is. When I speak English, I feel. I used to feel scared, but now I speak, not because I am perfect, but because this is who I am becoming. These are not just speaking exercises. These are identity anchors. These make you fall in love with English again and again. Final part. If you don't speak, you vanish. Let me tell you something that no book, no app, or no teacher will tell you. If you don't speak your truth, if you keep waiting for confidence, if you keep hiding your voice behind grammar books, you disappear. Not from the world, but from your own potential. Because deep inside you, there is a version of you who is fluent, free, confident, expressive, bold, and unforgettable. But that version of you is locked inside your silence, and every day you don't speak, you tell that version of you, stay quiet. Not yet. Maybe someday. And slowly, that version of you fades. Not because you are not smart, not because you are not strong, but because you waited too long. Fluency is not a natural gift. It is not a language talent. It is not a personality trait. It is a choice. Every single day, you have two options. Stay quiet. Stay safe. Stay unsure. Or speak. Practice. Become. One road leads to regret. The other leads to power. And the truth is, there is no third road. You either train your mouth or you lose your language. You either build your fluency or you stay stuck forever. You either become a speaker or you live like a prisoner inside your own silence. If you want real, permanent, unbreakable English fluency, then live by these 3 laws every day. Law number 1. If you don't speak, you shrink. Every day you avoid speaking, your confidence doesn't just pause, it shrinks. Your belief dies. Your rhythm dies. Your voice fades. The only way to grow is to speak. Even in pain, even when nervous, even if it's broken. Speak anyway. Law number 2. If you don't use it, you lose it. You may have studied English for years, but if you don't use it, your words become dust in your mind. You forget. You struggle. You lose speed. You lose belief. Fluency is not a subject to remember. It is a skill to protect. Just like your body weakens without movement, your English weakens without speaking. Law number 3. You are either building fluency or building fear. Every action you take is building something. You are either building your confidence or you are building your excuses. You are either building your fluency or you are building your fear. There is no neutral, no standing still, no taking a break. Every day you stay silent, your fear gets stronger. And every day you speak, even just one sentence, your future becomes louder. Let me show you what fluency looks like when you don't stop. Day 1. You feel awkward. You mumble. You repeat. Day 3. You feel silly, but you keep going. Day 7. Your mouth becomes faster. You say longer sentences. Day 14. You start talking while walking, cooking, working. Day 21. You no longer need to translate. Words come naturally. Day 30. You explain your day in English without fear. Day 60. You feel connected to English. You talk in your sleep. Day 90. You don't think about English. You think in English. And that is when you finally realize you didn't just learn English. You built a new version of yourself. People can teach you. Apps can show you examples. Books can give you knowledge. But no one, not even me, can speak English for you. Only you can train your voice. Only you can build your fluency. Only you can create the speaker you want to become. And if you don't do it, no one will. Most learners will watch hundreds of videos, save Instagram reels, buy grammar books, and say, "I'll start tomorrow." And then, they do nothing. They will stay in silence. They will stay trapped. They will feel jealous of others. They will feel frustrated in conversations. They will lie awake at night thinking, "Why can't I speak like them?" But you watched until the end. You listened with your heart. You practiced with your mouth. You are not like the rest. You are ready. Every night before sleep, every morning before the world wakes up, say this: my voice matters. I speak to become who I am. I speak because I don't want to die with my voice still inside me. I don't need permission. I need practice. And I will speak, even if I am the only one listening. Because one day, the world will listen too. If you remember nothing else from this entire video, remember this. English fluency is not about being perfect. It is about being persistent. You don't need to speak like a native. You don't need a fancy accent. You don't need to impress the world. You just need to speak, to show up, to train, to repeat, to believe. Because your mouth is not just for eating, or smiling, or staying quiet. Your mouth is the gateway to your freedom. And now, it is time to use it. And that is where we will end our lesson for today. This was a long journey, and we talked about so many important ideas. I am so curious to hear your take on it all. What were your final thoughts? Which part of this lesson made you feel something new? Do you have any lingering questions about the 7-day challenge or about why a certain exercise works? Please leave all your opinions, your theories, and your questions in the comments below. I truly love reading every single one and building this wonderful conversation with all of you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for listening. Now, go speak and never be silent again. Because your fluency begins right now.